Butterflies. They weigh less than a paperclip, live for a matter of weeks, and they are some of the most visually stunning creatures on this planet. Some migrate thousands of kilometers with a precision that humbles scientists. Some are transparent. Some are the size of a human hand. Some produce colors that took decades to explain. This is a guide to 30 of the most extraordinary butterflies on Earth, and where you need to go to find them. Blue Morpho, Morpho pallades. Found in Central and South America. The blue Morpho is the butterfly that converts skeptics. People who consider themselves indifferent to insects, who would not ordinarily slow their pace for anything smaller than a mammal, stop dead when a blue Morpho crosses their path in the rainforest. The wings, spanning up to 20 centimeters, are a blue of such intensity and structural complexity that they do not merely reflect light, but seem to generate it from within. The color is not produced by pigment. It is structural color, created by microscopic scales on the wing surface that refract light at specific wavelengths, producing an iridescence that shifts and pulses as the butterfly moves. The undersides of the wings are brown with eye spots, so that the butterfly alternately blazes blue and disappears into bark as it flies, a flickering of visibility and invisibility that makes it one of the most visually disorienting creatures in the forest. Monarch, Danaus plexippus, found in North America with migration to Mexico. The monarch butterfly performs one of the most remarkable feats of navigation in the animal kingdom. Each autumn, populations east of the Rocky Mountains undertake a migration of up to 4,000 kilometers from their summer breeding grounds across the northern United States and Canada to a small cluster of Oyamel fir forests in the mountains of Michoacán, Mexico, where they overwinter in aggregation of such density that the trees appear to change color, their branches bending under the weight of millions of orange and black wings. No individual butterfly makes the round trip. The migrants that arrive in Mexico are the great-grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren of the butterflies that left the previous spring. How they navigate to a forest they have never seen, using a combination of solar compass and internal clock that scientists have spent decades trying to fully understand, remains one of biology's most compelling open questions. Queen Alexandra's birdwing, Ornithoptera alexandrae, found in Papua New Guinea. Queen Alexandra's birdwing is the largest butterfly in the world, and it is found in only one place on Earth, a small area of lowland rainforest in the Oro province of Papua New Guinea. The female, larger than the male, has a wingspan that can reach 30 centimeters, making it a creature whose scale alone places it outside ordinary butterfly experience. The male is smaller but extraordinarily beautiful. Its wings an iridescent green and blue against black, with a yellow abdomen. The species was first described to Western science in 1906, when a specimen was reportedly shot out of the canopy with a shotgun, a fact that says something specific about both the scale of the creature and the methods of early entomology. It is now strictly protected, and the illegal trade in specimens, which can fetch thousands of dollars from collectors, remains one of the primary threats to a species already endangered by habitat loss. Glasswing Butterfly, Greta Otto, found in Central America, parts of South America. The glasswing butterfly achieves something that seems, on first encounter, to belong in the realm of optical illusion rather than natural history. Its wings are transparent, not translucent, not frosted, but genuinely, cleanly transparent. The wing membrane between the veins as clear as glass, giving the butterfly the appearance of a stained glass window in flight, its body and wing veins visible against whatever background it happens to be passing through. The transparency is a form of camouflage so effective that the butterfly essentially disappears in flight, becoming a moving distortion of the background rather than a visible object. Peacock Butterfly, Glasswing, found in Europe and temperate Asia. The peacock butterfly is among the most familiar of European species, found across the continent from Ireland to Japan in a range that makes it one of the most widely distributed butterflies in the world. What makes it extraordinary is not its rarity, but its design. The 4 eye spots on its wings, one on each corner of the upper side, are among the most precisely rendered examples of mimicry in the insect world. Each spot a convincing representation of a large vertebrate eye, complete with highlight, iris, and pupil. When threatened, the peacock opens its wings suddenly to display these 4 eyes simultaneously, a startled display that has been shown in controlled experiments to deter birds with reliable effectiveness. Rajah Brooke's Birdwing, Trogonoptera brookiana, found in Malaysia, Borneo, Sumatra. Named after Sir James Brooke, the first white Rajah of Sarawak, by the naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace, who collected it in Borneo in the 1850s. Rajah Brooke's Birdwing is one of the most dramatically beautiful butterflies in Southeast Asia. The male is black with a diagonal row of iridescent emerald green triangular markings across each forewing, creating a pattern of such geometric precision and color intensity that it looks designed rather than evolved. The female is larger and less vivid, a common pattern in the birdwing family, where the male bears the visual extravagance. Found in the rainforests of the Timor Peninsula, Borneo, and Sumatra, it is most commonly observed at riverbanks and mineral licks, where males gather to drink, sometimes in numbers large enough to create a spectacle of concentrated green and black that has been described by every naturalist who witnessed it as something they were not prepared for. It is the national butterfly of Malaysia. Painted Lady, Vanessa Cardewi, found in almost worldwide, the painted lady has a legitimate claim to being the most widely distributed butterfly on Earth. Found on every continent except Antarctica and South America, a range so vast that it encompasses tundra, desert, tropical forest, and temperate meadow. It is a butterfly that does not specialize, feeding on over 300 plant species as a caterpillar, a dietary breadth that makes it almost impossible to exclude from any environment where flowering plants grow. What makes the painted lady genuinely extraordinary, beyond its cosmopolitan distribution, is the migration it undertakes in the Western Palearctic, a multi-generational round trip between sub-Saharan Africa and the Arctic Circle, covering up to 14,000 kilometers and involving up to 6 successive generations. Zebra Longwing, Heliconius charathonia, found in southern United States, Central America, South America. The zebra longwing is the official state butterfly of Florida, a distinction that reflects both its abundance in the southern part of the state and the genuine charisma of a butterfly that behaves unlike almost any other. It roosts communally, returning to the same branches night after night in groups of up to 70 individuals, a behavior so consistent that researchers have used specific roost sites for long-term population studies. It is one of the very few butterflies that eats pollen rather than merely drinking nectar, a dietary innovation that provides it with amino acids and proteins that dramatically extend its lifespan to several months, far longer than most butterflies manage. The black and yellow striped wings that give it its common name are a warning signal advertising the toxins it accumulates from its larval food plant. And those toxins are effective enough that birds that have once tasted a zebra longwing reliably avoid them thereafter. Ulysses Butterfly, Papilio ulysses, found in Australia, Papua New Guinea, the Moluccas. The Ulysses butterfly is Australia's most spectacular species and one of the most visually arresting butterflies in the world. Its wings are a vivid, almost electric blue on the upper side, the color produced by the same structural mechanism as the blue Morpho, but with a distinctly different character, sharper, more concentrated, more intensely saturated. The wingspan reaches around 14 centimeters, large enough to be visible from a considerable distance when the butterfly is in flight. In Queensland's wet tropical rainforest, the Ulysses is used as an emblem of the region's biodiversity and appears on tourism materials with a frequency that might seem excessive until you actually see one. and understand immediately why it was chosen. The butterfly is attracted to blue objects, a quirk of its color perception that means photographers and observers have learned to use blue clothing or equipment as a lure, a trick that works with surprising reliability. Brimstone Butterfly, Gonepteryx rhamni. Found in Europe, North Africa, Western Asia, the brimstone butterfly holds a place in English cultural history that goes beyond entomology. It is widely believed to be the original butter-colored fly that gave butterflies their name, its sulfur yellow wings the precise shade of fresh butter, its early spring emergence making it one of the first butterflies seen each year after winter. The brimstone is one of the longest-lived butterflies in Europe, surviving as an adult for up to 11 months by overwintering in ivy or holly, its leaf-shaped wings providing camouflage so effective that a resting brimstone is almost impossible to distinguish from a leaf even at close range. The male is the vivid yellow of textbook depictions. The female is a much paler, almost white-green, so different that early naturalists classified them as separate species. Found across Europe from Ireland to Central Asia and south into North Africa, it is a butterfly of woodland edges, hedgerows, and gardens, wherever its larval food plant, the buckthorn, grows.